Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Talking with Nana. Friday purges. I know. I've been purging though. I purged last night. Had to. With all this negativity going on the TikTok, we're going to talk about that today. We are indeed going to talk about that today. I had another. Oh, where it went. Hang on just a second. How are you? There we go. It is nice. It's super freaking nice. Such a good change of pace, you know? It's been, Februaries are also always so freaking crazy with the weather. You know, that's when we get our worst. Worst of the winter comes in February. Hopefully that's over. Everybody's going to get out and get some fresh air and hopefully quit acting like freaking, hey, how are you? Hopefully quit freaking being crazy. Hey, how are you? You got all your chores done. Groovy. Groovy, groovy. I do not indeed have all my chores done. I do not. But I will get back to them after this. No, I can use my soap as soon as it hardens up enough to use it. It does, though, get harder. Here's the thing. The curing time for hot processed soap, what that does is make the soap harder and in turn make it last longer in the shower. I know. I hope it's over. I do hope it's over. So what the hell is going on TikTok? I mean, I have never in my life seen people act the way they do. Like they do on that fucking app, right? Anybody here? Ain't too many of you here right now. Any of you ever seen the like? Hopefully none of you have been bullied. Well, if you have, we're going to talk about it today. And I'm going to give you, have you been bullied? Yeah. Here's the thing. Number one, first and foremost, that you always need to keep in mind. It's fucking TikTok. Okay? It's TikTok. It's social media. 90% of what you see on there is hooey. And this doxing, come on. You want to be private, get off the internet. If you want to be private, get rid of your cell phone. I saw somebody post a video, bless their heart. Doxing is never okay. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, it takes 5 seconds to look somebody up nowadays. If they are on any of the social media platforms, it takes 5 seconds to figure out who you are, where you come from. Well, we won't even get into the witchcraft. Well, we're going to talk about the fake witchcraft that goes around freaking TikTok here in a minute. That's a whole nother topic. It's freaking ridiculous. And you know, here's the other thing. People are easily blocked. Block them. You don't got to see their shit. Just block them. Now, do I not block people so I can watch? Absolutely. Absolutely I do. Because I watch. I watch what people do. I watch what they say. I watch what they say about other people. Some people I do. Some people, though, aren't worth my time to watch what they say, and I just block them. I just block them. Hang on, I gotta mute this. Damn. People, chatty, chatty, chatty. I just block them. Or I encourage them to block me. That works too. That works too. But there are no fucking cults going around. You know, right now, everybody's got a beef. Somebody has got a beef with what I see a lot of is 3 main creators that everybody's got a beef with. That's Tata Yensi, Grammy Druid, and Witchfoot. You either love them or hate them. I am friends with all 3. They don't all 3 like each other, to be perfectly honest. But that's irrelevant to me. I don't care. Now, 2 of those people I know personally outside of TikTok and outside of the practice. And I can assure you, there is no cult or cult-like activity going on there. First and foremost, 2 of them, the 2 that I know personally, are far too busy having, you know, this thing called life. This thing called life outside of TikTok. It's what people used to have before the pandemic. There are no cults. There are no cults. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. They don't have time for cults. Now, Grammy Druid and Tata Yancy I know outside TikTok on a personal basis, outside of the craft. I can assure you and guarantee you there's no cult activity going on. They are far too busy with things, their life outside of TikTok. They would not have time, nor would they want to spend the energy on something so energy reliant as starting a cult. Now, Witchfoot, I do not know personally outside of TikTok. However, I have read her. Yes, darling, you've seen me in your lives. I've read her. I've read her for a while. And the fact of the matter is, she's got a big life outside TikTok too. And she's been through some shit. And she ain't got time for your shit, let alone taking the time to convince you to follow her like a cult, because she ain't got the energy for that. And the fact of the matter is, I've read her more than once, and basically, regardless, she's a decent person. I'm going to continue to follow her, and I'm going to continue to be friends with her, and I will continue to talk well of her as well. You know, so this whole, and then there's people that I follow that I really like their shit. Yes. Yes. You know, like Enigmatic Witch and Mr. James. I love them. Love their content. Very entertaining folks. Why are they getting in this? They know better. They know better. I know they know better. I don't understand it. It's one thing not to like someone, okay? And it's one thing to, you know, want to call somebody out, but to perpetuate such a damaging lie. I mean, and it being an outright lie. And this other little girl that actually did follow me, and I hated that I had to block her. She probably didn't follow me anymore because I've made my feelings about all this shit very clear. And I've had other people just, I just don't know. I just don't know what they know. Honey, I know that half these people, I know 2/3 of these people outside of TikTok. What about me thinks you think that I don't know about people? Yeah. Yeah. It makes no sense. None. Follow your damn path. Speak your truths. And quit spreading lies about people. Now, if you're going to call somebody out for something you got receipts on, because I've seen some call outs and I've seen the receipts to support them, that's different. But there's no receipts other than text messages or she told me. No. That's not a receipt. And any text messages I've seen, they were really reading a lot into that text message to have the claims that they was claiming. So I don't buy it. You got to give me more than that. You got to give me more than that. Somebody was coming to me one time with some shit on somebody, and they sent me receipts. They sent me web page screenshots. They sent me digital paths. You know, I could see web pages. I could look them up myself. That's receipts. Photos, that's receipts. I know. And every one of those witches I've mentioned knows better. No question. Witchtok, she's protected pretty well. But again, you know, she's just trying to make her way in this life like everybody else. I don't agree with everything she says. I don't agree with everything Grammy says. But I am not friends with you or anyone because I have to agree with everything you say. That, you know, it makes no sense. It's a very, very immature way of looking at things. And you know what else? If you're going to get on TikTok, start being badass and going at people and clapping back at people and start oogie boogieing and gonna witchcraft them all to hell, you better back that shit up. I went at this Andrew 2.0 because number one, he's perpetuating the lie, and you know, you quit with the death threats. Quit with the fucking death threats. Enigmatic Witch posted a freaking video earlier today. And it wasn't her video. She videoed somebody else's video, whatever, however the fuck that works. And he's all giving Grammy a death threat. What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, is that really what you are about? Really? What kind of fucking witch does that shit? I mean, come on, man. Come on. That shit ain't even cool. That shit ain't even nowhere is that cool. Nowhere. And she has great videos. Love her stuff. Love her stuff. She's very smart. You're going to perpetuate this death threat thing? No, honey. No. You're better than that. Do not stoop. Do not stoop, sweetie. Do not. I mean, come on. So it's still going on. And that's the kind of shit that the conservative assholes, yeah. Freaking empty threats, number one. Everybody fucking knows it's an empty goddamn threat. Ain't nobody on TikTok gonna get out of their bedroom or wherever the fuck they are making TikToks to go kill nobody. And if they're hollering about hexing you, I can guarantee that they neither know how or can, period. Because, honey, if I hex you, the last thing I'm going to do is tell you, number one, that I'm doing it, number two, what I'm doing. So if you're going to get on there, just like Andrew 2.0, I finally had to call him out. You know, he was really, you know, he's just wearing it thin. And he gets on there with all his threats. And I was like, all right, let's see what you got. He lasted about 2 fucking seconds. All he could throw at me was a bunch of statements about crotch flies. Are you kidding me? Where was the Oogie Boogie? Where was any of it? Because it's fucking fake witches. People get on there wanting to gain followers because they think they're going to be TikTok famous. And hey, you and I both know. Drama brings people. And we see it on the reality TV shows all the freaking time. Drama brings ratings. Drama brings views. And that's what it is. It's all about the views. It's all about the followers and the views. And making their 50 cents a day on their creator fund account. I mean, come on. Come on. And that's all good. That is all good. I don't have nothing against any of that shit. No, I don't. Go. You go. You go all day. You go. But quit freaking threatening people's lives. I mean, come on. That's just in poor taste. That is just in poor taste all the way around. You know? And if you're going to claim to have a backbone, by damned, you better have one. I don't call a lot of people out. I don't. You know, people can fight their own fights. You know, people can fight their own fights. But sometimes I have been called to act. And I will do it. I will do it. And I do have a backbone. But I will call you out on your silliness. And if you're going to be threatening, then buckle up. It's stupid. Stupid, stupid shit. They do spread a lot of misinformation. But here's the thing, and all of you need to know, you have got to take what somebody tells you, and then you've got to do your own research. You cannot blindly follow people, okay? I mean, you gotta confirm it. You've got to source it. You've got to look into it. You cannot take what people say as gospel. You can't do that anywhere in life. You know, I mean, there's times where I've been on a live or watching a video and I was like, well, that's interesting. I ain't never heard of that. And then I go into researched it and find out that it was, you know, either all false or partially false. Most of the time, people just get it wrong. They're not wrong in general with what they're saying. They just don't understand what they're saying. That's normally the problem. Yes, that is what a cult is. People following blindly. So who's starting the cults? Really, that is partially what a cult is. The other thing a cult is people lose their free will. They're dominated. Okay? They're punished if they don't comply. I mean, there's lots of things that go into having a cult. But blindly following someone is most certainly the first step. Absolutely. There's my rooster. I don't know if you can hear him. He's sitting right outside my window. Yes. Yes. I try to give you enough to interest you to go look it up. That's my key. That's my goal. You'll never see me do a spell. You can hear him. You'll never see me do a spell. You'll see parts. I usually show the end of my spells is what I usually show when I'm doing a spell. But yeah, these are things you need to learn yourself. You need to learn to research. You need to learn to research. Good. I'm glad. Because that's my intention. That is completely my intention. You know, and I really didn't get on here to be a teacher anyway. That was not my thing. My thing was to get on here and change the face of witchcraft. I mean, I wanted to, and then I got on here and it was like, holy crap, that's going to be a big fucking job because all these clowns perpetuate the stereotype. They're all just perpetuating the stereotype. And you know, and that's what's got my crawl the most. They take no pride in the practice. Doesn't matter the fucking path. Doesn't matter if you're a druid. Doesn't matter if you're in a religion. It doesn't matter if you're black. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. It doesn't matter. You take no freaking pride. They take none. And they lend the practice no pride. That's what gets me. That's what gets me riled up right there. Over and above all of it. People think about us exactly how they portray us on TikTok. The majority of those creators. You know? And I kind of, my goal, somebody the other day was, what was your goal in going after that Andrew, whatever the hell? No, my goal has always been to change the face. Quit perpetuating the nonsense. You know? That's been my goal. I know. I just been clearing my boards. And I come up with something, I just block them. I don't want to see their shit no more. Now, I ain't talking minor disagreements, but I come across nasty shit anymore, I'm blocking it. Now, if I got a friend that messages me and says, hey, I'm having a hard time getting rid of this bully, I'll go. I ain't scared. It does, you know, and that's what I mean. You know, there's a lot of people that see, you know, just because you put a hashtag on there that says Witchtok doesn't mean you don't show up on all kinds of pages, all kinds of people. And what are you showing? What exactly are you showing? You're showing an aesthetic that isn't real. Oh, and let's not forget to talk about the 5. Shall we? Gonna have to get a drink for that one. Oh, hell yeah, I know. Now, here's the thing. I sat and watched that from the beginning, and at first, my first impression was, oh, God, here we go again. And it ends up my first impression was actually right. But then I watched, and they were really coming up with some good messages. I mean, their videos were beautiful. I love their videography was great. Very talented. But their messages were like, oh, and I really enjoyed it. And so I spoke up. Everybody was all, oh, the 5. And I was all, look, y'all, I dig it. Welcome. And then they just were jabbed and jabbed and jabbed and jabbed until they left. They left. Then I was kind of disappointed because my disappointment came from, hey, how are you? My disappointment came from, I had the feeling from them that they were experienced witches and that, they'd been around a minute. May not as many minutes as I. But I felt like, they were a very strong path to be, sharing. And for them to be bullied out so easily, I didn't get that. So I was very disappointed. And I posted about my disappointment. I wanted them to see that. I was like, y'all, come on. And I don't know if they came back. I'm really confused. I don't know if they're still there, if they came back or what. But I will just express myself right here and now that I am still disappointed. I think it would have been a wonderful series of videos that I think they would have shown that would have benefited a lot of beginning practitioners that were leaning towards that same path. And it's too bad. It's too bad that they were not comfortable in their own power enough to, not be bullied out. So that was my disappointment. And there's friends of mine that badmouth them still today, and that's fine. You badmouth them. I'm not going to badmouth them, but I am disappointed, for sure. Because they could have put out some good stuff, I think. Their videos were awesome. Their videos were awesome. So what do you all think about what's been going on? Shameful? Yeah. And what's sad? Very sad. That is it with the, you want to reach out and meet more witches, and that's it. It up until TikTok, we were still living in the dark ages, in a lot of ways. And there's so many people, like-minded people, that you can connect with on that. Why aren't we doing that? And fine, if you're a left-handed witch and you want to talk about that shit, then get your group of friends and talk about that shit. And if you're not, walk away. Don't go, oh, she is starting a cult. He is starting a cult. I mean, I've heard some shit about those 3 creators in general that just leave me speechless. Completely speechless. I mean, I'm like, where are you even? How can you even consciously say the words coming out of your mouth, knowing they're not true? And if you think they are true, how can you be so delusional? Absolutely, we do. Absolutely. And real connections. Real life, true connections with people that I never, ever dreamed I would connect with. And I probably wouldn't connect with outside. Definitely. Definitely would not connect with outside of TikTok. But why Witchtok wants to implode every 5 minutes, it's beyond me. And the only thing I can think of is ratings, it's viewers, it's followings, and it's all about the numbers and nothing about the message. Nothing. Therefore, it's fake Witchtok. Fake. All fake. All fake. You know, and Witchfoot in particular, and Grammy too, she's this way too. They can get real dramatic. Both of them can. You know, and it's all good. It's all entertaining. But all their stuff is not like that. Everything they do is not like that, you know. They're real people. They are real people. Hey, oh, Lainey, how are you? Real people who are real practitioners. Okay? They're real practitioners. Happens a lot. There was one bonbon on something, but she was one, and she deleted her account because of bullying. See, they do have a lot of real knowledge. And you know what? Listen to that knowledge and then go further. Research it. Okay? Anything any of us older folks say to you, confirm it, research it. Make sure it's something you want to learn more about. Don't just, you know, Grammy was doing a series on spell bottles that I partially agreed with, but I don't completely agree with. And guess what? She's still my friend. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You know, Witchfoot does stuff all the time that I don't agree with. But guess what? She's still my friend. It's all right. I ain't got to agree with everything everybody does. But I don't have to turn around and go, oh, I think she's starting a cult. Ooh, you're a racist. Ooh. You know, or they accuse Witchfoot all the time of being a racist or a homophobe, or, you know, the gypsies went at her. What the fuck is that? That is just dumb. Dumb. It's all dumb. Well, I tell you what, when you look at most of these people that cause this drama, they aren't very big accounts. Red flag. Red flag. They're not very big accounts, and they're going after these bigger creators. Now, why they're going after Tata, I don't know, because he's not even a huge account, and he doesn't even hardly put out any TikToks, but he keeps to himself, so it's easy. It's real easy to make up shit about him, because he ain't putting shit out there. You know, he has no desire. He has no desire to put shit on out there. That's not what he does. He's there to watch, to be entertained, make friends. I consider him a very good friend. You know, we would have never met outside of TikTok. You know, they're exactly right. They're bored. Yeah, I do think they're bored. I think they lead boring lives. I think a lot of them maybe never had a real popular life before, and now here is their chance. So they hide behind the aesthetic make themselves look like something they are not, and go at creators that put themselves out there. When you put yourself out there, you're easy. Not too many people, really nobody goes at me, and I don't understand that. Wish a motherfucker would. But nobody does. I do appreciate that. They respect me, evidently, or I don't know. Who knows? I don't know why nobody goes at me, but they don't go at me. You know, and I'm definitely put myself out there all the time. But it's just too bad. It's too bad that we cannot use this platform to further the practice instead of perpetuate the stigma. That's my whole thing. It's embarrassing. Freaking embarrassing, for shit's sake. Well, you know, people are going to disrespect. People disrespect me all the time. Disrespecting me. It just depends, I guess. There are times where I clap back at people that disrespect me. Usually I just block them because it's like, yeah, whatever. Everything is not worth my power. Everything is not worth my energy. Okay? Everything is not worth my attention. It's just not. But I am not scared. And I can fully defend myself in every way. So, and that's probably why people don't mess with me, because they know that I don't care. I don't care. That fuck it mantra, that was real for me. That is real life for me. I think that's why I like Witchfoot so much, because her and I have a lot of the same mindset. She don't care. Don't care. Ain't like she's sitting there making $1 million on this shit. None of us are. Okay? And if you'll notice, the few that have, you don't see them anymore. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I tell you what, the first time I see a video of somebody threatening somebody with a hex, I lose all respect for them right now. Now, I ain't against hexing. Trust me on that. Ain't against it at all. I don't do it immediately. That's not my go-to move, but I am not above it or against it. But any witch worth her grain of salt knows that when you hex someone, the last thing you do is tell them what you're doing. That's immediate fake witch talk. Oh, I'm on here every Sunday. I've been on here. It's my 3rd Sunday. You know that, but that's my that just write fake witch right here. Because now that I know what you've done, it's that much easier to protect myself. If I go to hex you, you will never know. I won't tell you what I'm doing. I won't tell you I'm doing it. I don't want you to have the upper hand. If I am so mad at you that I'm going to hex you, I am going to give you no favors by knowing what I'm going to do. So that's your first red flag that they're fake. So I just scroll along, move along, or just block it. Yeah, reflect it back. Exactly. And I'm shielded and protected anyway all the time. So, And I'm not going to tell you how. I mean, that's the other thing. I don't tell you how. I don't want you to know how to get through my shields. I have one weakness, and by damned if I'm ever going to talk about it. I'm never going to say it. Ever. Somebody who practices every day, and this is their life and they live it, they don't talk about it. They don't talk about what they're doing. Now, they throw books at you, or they, talk to you about this and that, but they don't talk to you about what they're doing. Think about the people that you do follow. Me, Grammy, that not so old crone. Witchfoot shares more of her practice than any of them, really. She shares too much, I think, but that's her deal. I wouldn't be sharing that much. I mean, bits and pieces. Like, when I do my consecration on my talismans, I showed you the very last of it when I was binding it, but you didn't see any of the beginning of it. We just don't. So that's my rant. That's my rant on the whole deal. Yeah, you're right. Conversation, shielding, respect for others' paths. I don't follow Grammy's path. Okay. She has a more religious path because she's a druid. I'm not religious, but I respect it. Tata, I don't have no interest in Paulo Kimbisa, but I respect it. Brujo Ryan. Oh God, I have a love-hate relationship with Brujo Ryan. I really do, because I have seen things, receipts. I have seen things that I just don't even want to talk about. But then he'll throw a video out, and I'll be like, now, why the fuck can't you be that way all the time? So I don't block him. He has value. But man, he can really push the envelope sometimes. But people jab at him. But he makes himself easy to jab at. I've clapped at him. But then I backed off because I wasn't going to keep clapping at him. And I don't know if he's real. I don't know because I don't follow him that closely. I'm not sat and read him because I don't want to. I don't want to read him. I don't want to know. I really do not want to know. But I don't block him, and I'm not unless I see him do something damaging to someone else. I won't either. So what else you want to talk about? You guys got any questions now that I'm done with my rant? And I've talked about all the people I care to talk about in Witchtok. I hope that none of you take what anybody says to you seriously. I mean, don't let them bully you. Don't let them hurt your feelings. Don't put yourself in a position that somebody in a 1-minute video is going to hurt his feelings. I don't know, because I haven't seen her since she was born. So right now she's living her life without me, which I don't know quite how she's doing that, but hopefully I'm going to get to see her next weekend. But she's doing good. She seems to be doing just fine. Everybody's doing fine. Mama's doing fine. Daddy, brother, everybody's doing great. I had to cut my podcast short last week because her water broke. I got a text about 40 minutes in. Water broke. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. So, yeah. Yeah. She does. She really, really does. She really does. She does indeed. You were bullied most of your life? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a good idea. Definitely don't let somebody in a 1-minute video bully you, because that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And it, you know, and you know, I'm not going to tell you not to clap back at people, but make sure, you know, you do get fed up, so you clap back. Not everybody's worth it. Not everybody's worth clapping back at, you know. They really are not. I hope that at least some of these people I've spoke about see this video, or maybe some of their followers might see this video and encourage them to watch this video, and maybe hear what I'm saying. Come on. Now you don't see people like Witchtok going after Grammy, because even though Witchtok may not agree with what Grammy does, she respects her as a practitioner, and Grammy does the same. It's called respect. And unless one of them was to go at them point blank, you are not going to see it. Not going to see it. People making shit up. Completely making shit up. Unwarranted. You cannot own at all the energy of other people. At all. You cannot own that. You cannot take responsibility for it. Definitely do not take it upon yourself. That's for sure. You know. Definitely don't do that. You cannot, you know, that's the first thing. Anybody who learns any part of the craft, you've got to protect your energy, and you've got to be able to look at someone who's standing in front of you going just batshit crazy and be able to go, huh, that does not warrant my attention, and that has nothing to do with me, and I'm going to walk the other way. That's the key. That is the key. Some people, though, insist. I don't understand. They just insist on the drama, and they just insist on the chaos of it all. And I've never understood that. Why you would want that. And the only reason I can think you would want that is because that drowns out what's really going on. If you can keep that chaos going in your life, then the real things that are going on get drowned out. That's the only thing I can think of. But here's some other advice too, and this goes to some of the creators that I speak of that do get targeted. Drop it. It doesn't deserve your energy either. Don't keep tidbitting little videos along. Drop it and move along. Go on down the road. You know, when I clap back, I clap loud enough everybody hears it, and then I'm out. I block your ass. I'm done. You are dead to me. Done. I don't sit, and that perpetuates it as well. You've got to let it go. Let it go. The little shits, you know. Just walk away. I am going to get off here too. I do thank you all for joining me today to hear my rant. And unless you've got any more questions for me, I hope that we see some changes. Yes. Well, unnecessary drama is one thing, but attacking people on a personal basis, that's where we all need to be drawing the line. And that's where we all need to be calling people out. That needs to not be allowed. You know, you want to be a jerk to somebody, fine. But don't lie. Do not lie. You know, you want to get in your DMs or on Facebook and talk about how somebody's a bitch or don't know what they're talking about, that's fine. But don't be claiming people are something that they're not. Love you too. Glad you came by. That's where my line is drawn. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I ain't got to watch your shit. But don't lie. And don't blindly follow. I mean, talk to people. Talk to people outside that clique. Ask them what they think. Don't take a bunch of yahoos with their bells and whistles on their fancy aesthetic TikTok. Don't take their word for gold. Talk to some other people. Talk to some real people. You might find that what they're saying is a bunch of shit. Let's perpetuate. Let's change the stigma. Let's perpetuate the practice for what it's for. Helping community, healing community, benefiting community, and ourselves and our families. That's what it's for, protecting community and ourselves and our families. That is what the practice started as way back from the get-go. And that's where we need to go back. It's just too bad people find that just too boring, I guess. But hey, if you can do that, go with your bells and whistles and your aesthetic. I love playing that too. It's fun using the filters and the lights and the sounds. Just make sure the message represents and not perpetuate a stigma. I love you. You all have a great rest of the Sunday.